bags on grid C.
Thanks, Roger. Grid Charlie. Now you can retrieve the WIFX and APFR with the ingress aid from WIF1. And you're going to stow those on your BRT. And Kayla, it looks like you're close to your position, so when you find those handrails, the way you want to orient the bag, the strut bag handrail goes toward the radiator, or if you can just see the way the lid opens, you want the lid to open toward the center of the IEA, or toward the radiators.
You just heard Barron confirm the strut bag being stowed at the IEA, or the Integrated Electronics Assembly.
Okay, I believe also that means that the tape on the handrail will point towards the mass canister.
Yeah. Working on the necessary rotation now. Got it in a good orientation, so we'll work on getting it here.
Yeah, that looks good. And I think 2207 and 2206 should be right in front of you.
So the BRT went to the APFR, which is locked up the WIFX, and the WIFX is in by BRT with the gate closed.
Okay, copy that, Roger. And now you're going to translate to the starboard Sarge. And you're going to also, near Kayla's green hook, you're going to drop your green hook just zenith of hers on handrail 3061.
Copy, 3061.
And we currently see Raja.
Adjustables down. I'll work on the other one.
Copy, adjustable on one corner.
We currently have views as Raja Chari translates back to the worksite after retrieving APFR, or the articulating portable foot restraint.
That the bag is independently.
Copy.
Okay, well, I can see my tether on top of yours is planned, so that looks good so far onto the start release. Yeah.
Roger, I see you're approaching the Sarge there, just zenith of Kayla's hand green hook. You're looking for 3061. 3061.
Tally 3061. That's on my green hook here. Got 2 corners down, and what I'm going to do is open the lid and then probably tie back with one of the lid adjustments.
Okay, copy. Nice work, Kayla. If you also could, when you have a free hand, check your HECA on.
Got a green HECA light.
Copy. Thank you for the HECA light. And Raja, just confirm your gauntlets are in place after your green hook. You're going to translate to the 3 Alpha IEA as well on the radiator side, station aft.
Copy, my gauntlets are down. Next to get ready to go across the storage.
We've got a great camera view of both of you, and Raja, you're just going to head over the Zeta side of the IEA, station aft.
Alright, I'm happy with the bag for now. I think I'll maybe tighten actually the outboard strap real quick, and then the mounting bracket has very kindly presented itself.
Yeah, it's ready to get to work, huh? Okay, nice job with the bag, and also I have a reminder here that you can turn on and stow the GoPro, and just let us know where you place it.
It's on, and I'm just going to leave it tethered to the bag.
Copy, thank you.
And I think I'm going to take a second to put down my BRT. Get a little more stability here. Get that mounting bracket back over here. Okay, and I got my eyes on lift 26, which is my destination.
Affirm, yes, and when you get to whiff 26, you want to install the WIFX, and you will clock it to 6. I'll remind you again when you get there and give you the rest of the settings when you're ready.
I've got the mounting bracket, and I'm going to start going for the upper right strut.
Okay, so before you start on that, we would like a glove, hat, and gauntlet check, and then we'll feed into the upper triangle.
Okay, that's in work. I'll check my gloves now.
If you're just joining us, we're bringing you live coverage today of the 247th spacewalk in support of International Space Station assembly, maintenance, and upgrades. NASA astronauts Kayla Barron and Raja Chari have begun a spacewalk to assemble and install brackets and strut kits for upcoming solar array upgrades.
All right, so yes, we are going to start on the upper triangle build, and you said you have the mounting bracket, and yep, it's going to be the right upper strut from bagged straps 1 and 2. Those are in the upper left corner, as you're seeing them.
The duo exited the airlock this morning, starting the EVA at 7:12 a.m. Central Time, 8:12 a.m. Eastern Time, and now have translated to the starboard truss to the S4 worksite. Barron and Chari are now taking struts and brackets out of their stowage space and will begin the build out for the mount. The main focus will be on the installation of a 3A modification kit, but then they will then go to the S6 truss to tie back multi-layer insulation for spare battery charge discharge units.
Pitch model is popped up, and work on 5 for the WFX extension.
Copy 6 Golf 5. Those are your settings, and thanks for the full twist test.
This is the fourth set of brackets, first one on the starboard side of the vehicle. A modification kit is the support structure needed for future iROSA or ISS Roll-Out Solar Array upgrades.
Bracket right side, and that's the one to remember. You have that strut tab that needs to go under the mounting bracket guide. The pieces should be flush together.
You'll hear some acronyms today. I'm sure you've heard BRT.
Before I do the Golf 5, I can think of maybe I'll set up the APFR settings. It's easier to reach it.
Okay, copy that. Settings 12, Tango Tango, Fox 12.
12 is set.
I got M13 and 14 hand started.
Okay, copy M13 and 14.
4 turns.
We're looking for 4 turns, and I've got PGT settings. Actually, you've already hand started them, so next you're going to retrieve the left upper strut from the bag, and that's the one on the right side, straps 3 and 4.
You'll hear acronyms today, just like spoken previously. Raja Chari mentioned his APFR, or articulating portable foot restraint, that will help him during the assembly today. The crew is at the proper work site and are starting the 3A upper bracket build. And Raja and Kayla, I've got a warning for you here just about the strut builds. The misaligned or fractured pit pin spring may present a sharp edge. Inspect pit pins before actuating, please.
I do.
Copy.
Okay, Kayla, and you're going to install the left upper strut L2 to the center pad L2. And then I've got PGT settings when you're ready.
Drew, I'm going to try to hand start 17, M17.
Okay, copy. Just let us know how many turns.
The APFR is 12, Tango Tango Fox 12.
I've not done the WinX extension yet. I'm going to get my DRT right off there first. I'll tell you once my safety time and I'll work on the WinX.
Okay, copy that. And for the APFR, please verify that pitch knob is popped out.
Good pop out. Yep, good news.
Good
A little bit of force.
Okay,
And I'm
copy.
hand started one turn on M17.
Copy 1, turn M17. PGT settings are Bravo 1, clockwise 2.
You'll hear the duo today talk about their PGT or their pistol grip tool. They'll use that to bolt and unbolt things today.
And Kayla, that's Bravo 1, Uno, Bravo 1, clockwise 2.
Much better. Bravo 1, clockwise 2.
That is a good readback. You are going to drive M17 to torque for a total of 7 to 9 turns. So we're looking for 6 to 8 more turns.
Via Kayla Barron's helmet cam.
I have 10 additional turns, backline flush, same light, 11.9 per torque.
Copy 11.9 on the torque, 10 additional for 11 total turns, and the black line is flush. That is a good bolt to M17. Okay, now I know we just drove the bolt on the left upper strut, but once your PGT is put away, you can release the ret from the right strut. The ret from the right strut.
Understood. That works.
And Kayla, if you can see my, and I think it's just one up above my helmet. I'm trying to come down a little bit and clear it while I was
Yeah,
rotating
Roger.
around the WinX here.
I see it. It's kind of caught behind your L-hip. Oh, there you go. That's clear. Just let it retract. It should tighten back up. And I
EV1, EV2.
removing the ret from the upper right strut.
That is a good readback. And once that is off, you can install the center pad MLI and pit pin.
Installed, working on MLI.
WinX and APFR installed. This is 5, and you know where you're at, Kayla, in terms of coming over there to help you.
Actually, nice job on the APFR and WIFX, Raja. We need you to pause. Just give your Medox a second. So just stand by and pause, EV2. And EV1, will you repeat your last call, please?
Pins in place, MLI's in place, and I will move on to M16.
Okay, now we're going to assemble the left upper strut to the mounting bracket. And so we want to install the left upper strut L8 to the mounting bracket left side. And again, make sure that same slide tab is under the mounting bracket guide.
between satellites, but we should have signal back to the EVA shortly.
And Kayla, I have PGT settings for you when you're ready.
I've got 4 turns by hand on M15, and I'm going to see if I can get M16 and engage 1 turn, and then I'll go from there.
Copy, 4 turns by hand on M15 and working M16.
I've got 1 turn by hand on M16, and I'm just going to reposition the triangle a little bit, and then I'll grab my PGT.
Copy, 1 turn by hand on M16. Standing by with PGT settings.
Settings.
Okay, your PGT settings are Bravo 3, Clock 2. And we're going to drive M16 first.
Bravo 3, clockwise 2 steps.
And starting with M16, you're going to drive 16 and 15 to 12. You have a go. And M16 should be about 25 total turns, so 24-ish more. And Raja, how's your half doing? Copy, dry hat. Thank you.
I got a red light, low torque, 21.24 turns, and that matched my count of 22 turns. Thinking I should try it again.
Okay, stand by. Copy, red light, low torque. And yes, with Bravo 3, Clock 2, you have a go to hit it again. Copy, 22 more turns for a total of 23.
I hit it again. Green light. 1.8.2 for torque. And I got maybe an 1/8 of a turn out of that additional hit.
Copy, green light, 18.2 on the torque, and an 1/8 of a turn for 23 and an 1/8. And how's the black line doing?
Line is flush.
Copy, black line is flush. You can move on to M15. Looking for about 21 more turns. Drive that one to torque.
Currently seeing views of Kayla Barron using that pistol grip tool. They'll be using it throughout today's spacewalk. And that is essentially a space drill that is used to help secure and release bolts during the spacewalk.
We can move over to help Kayla out build the triangle.
Looks pretty good. And go look it out. Copy, all set. Have Kayla's light.
And, yeah, I guess we still have 2 bolts to drive.
And Raja,
It's pretty close, though.
actually, yeah, you
red
can
light,
stand.
and I got another low.
I'll stay here. Start getting the APFR if you want.
Yeah, you can stay there and start working on ingress and APFR. And Kayla, you stand by. You can go ahead and hit it again.
Red light, low torque, and that was... Okay. Okay, now I got a green light. 1.8.3 on the torque, and that was 0 additional turns.
And can we get the initial turn count and the black line.
Line flash. Yeah, I started at 4 turns, and then we got 20 additional turns for a total of 24.
Copy, 20 additional for a total of 24. Green light, black line flush on M15. Okay, Kayla, you can release your ret from the left strut. You can release the ret from the left strut. All right, you can install the mounting bracket.
Get back to M1314.
You can install the mounting bracket MLI.
Sorry, go ahead.
Mounting bracket MLI.
Okay, roger that.
Now 1 hour into today's spacewalk, recapping some of the milestones. The spacewalk began at 7:12 a.m. Central Time, 8:12 Eastern, when suits were switched on to internal power. Barron and Chari have now arrived at their workstation and have begun the upper 3A bracket build-out.
The APSR improvement, there's something behind our left flank though. Give you a chance.
Your safety cover is between your legs.
That's what it is. Okay. Be a factor for up here when I come back, so I can fix it.
I agree. Alright, about the MLI on the left side. Bracket.
Copy that. Now we're going to go and torque the right upper strut to the mounting bracket. And I've got some PGT settings for M14 and 13 when you're ready. Alright, you're looking for Bravo 3, clock 2. And you're going to drive M13 and 14 to torque in anywhere.
Black line is flush, and that was 2-1 turn additional.
All right, on which bolt?
13.
M13, 18.4, 21 additional for 25 turns. Green light, black line, flush. You have a go for 14. And Raja, while you're up there, no sudden moves on the mass canister or the mod kit. Move slowly on the BGA. And maximum lateral loads are not a whole lot, so be gentle up there. Avoid cyclic loading. And do not impart forces into the mod kit struts when not fully installed. I'll give you guys a call when it's fully installed. And battery and adapter plate cables on the IEA are potential snag hazards.
client, right, black line flush, 18.4, 0 turns, additional.
And I believe I copied 20 additional turns for 24 total green light and a black line that's flush. Okay, that's a good M13 and 14. Please verify after you put your PGT away, verify the center pad MLI and pit pin.
MLI and pit pin look good, and the MLI on the mounting bracket side is in work.
Stand by on the other MLI. Yeah, just the center pad MLI and pit pin, and then you're going to move the long PGT. So once you've verified those.
Center pad MLI and pit pin look good, and understand need to grab the long PGT.
Okay, Kayla, actually you have a go.
We're kind of on edge making that call whether I'm over.
That's a nice start.
There you go, ahead, Ike.
I was going to say, you can do that MLI now if you want to, or you can just leave it for Raja to do. So your choice, and then we're going to move the long PGT, the one with the 7/16 6-inch well. Yeah, concur.
I do not. I'll leave it for Raja because it'll be a little bit easier for him. And I'm working on the PGT now.
Okay, yep, you're going to move the long PGT from the strut bag to the right upper strut handrail, stanchion nearest the center pad. And there is a ret and adjustable in the back that you can use. All right, Raja, don't worry, we're getting to you soon.
No worries. One thing I did was I got the ingress aid pulled back, but I can't actually push it down as I can't reach the knob. So I'm not going to get it to go down.
Okay, copy that. If you do want to compress it even just a couple inches, sometimes you can, as you twist, copy, pull back. Try twisting the handle a little bit, kind of yaw it as you push down. That might collapse it an inch or two.
Keep trying that, but not get much motion out of it.
Okay,
if I didn't have the mass caster here, I could bend over and do it, but I can't bend over without my helmet hitting the mass caster.
Okay,
All right,
Roger
the long
that. And
PGT is in place.
okay, copy that, Kayla. And Raja, it's just a reminder that ingress aid, we're tucking it because we've seen it knock that BRT tab loose and dislodge BRT. So just be aware of that. All right, so we're going to set up to hand off the upper triangle so that we can install to the mass canister. Let's see. So now, Kayla, we're going to transfer the upper triangle with the PGT to the EV2, and you can leave them on the bag. It's a red in series.
Let me know when you got visibility on the triangle. I'm going to work on rotating it around a bit. Give you the right side first.
Just over 1 hour and 7 minutes into today's spacewalk, Barron and Chari are currently focusing on the build-out of the 3A bracket for the solar array modification kit. The new solar arrays, which are set to be delivered to the space station on upcoming commercial resupply service missions, are a larger version of the Roll-Out Solar Arrays, or ROSA technology, and will ultimately increase the station's total available power from 160 kilowatts up to 215 kilowatts. We do have a special guest with us today on the line. Jeremiah McNabb is a photovoltaic technology lead. Hi, Jeremiah.
Hi, Shaniqua.
And so remember how this mechanism works. You're going to engage the left side first.
Thank you for
And
having me
it's
on
up and
today.
down to engage it. If it doesn't slide all the way in, it's up and down a little bit to let it engage, and then you're going to pivot it to the right to engage the soft dock.
Jeremiah, can you please explain to us what a photovoltaic technology lead is?
Certainly. I'm the photovoltaic technology lead at NASA Kayla Research Center, where we do a lot of research and development efforts for new photovoltaic devices through arrays. And my role as the tech lead is to oversee all of the projects that we have that we're working on, look for new ideas and new concepts to start to pursue in the future, and then support flight missions such as what's happening with the iROSA arrays and with Gateway and Artemis to photovoltaic systems on the lunar surface.
That is amazing. And you did mention just now the iROSA solar arrays. Why are they important technology for us right now?
ROSA and the iROSA arrays are super important. As you said at the beginning, they're going to add more power to the space station. The ROSA arrays were developed over the past 10 years or so, and we've seen in the past couple of years a demonstration on space station, and they were just used on the DART mission. And the benefits of ROSA is that you can store a lot more solar array in a much smaller package. So the arrays that are being deployed with iROSA are about 20 kilowatts each, and they're stowed in one very small, compact rolled tube that can then be put into different commercial resupply vehicles. So a much easier way to get a lot of power up into space. We're going to continue that when we use them on Gateway, on the power and propulsion element, and also maybe on the lunar surface.
Okay, copy, Raja. Good job on getting that soft dock. I've got some PGT settings for you when you're ready.
That's awesome, Jeremiah. And I know you mentioned the Gateway. Can you explain a little bit about Gateway and how the technology that you guys are looking at now will help for future exploration in deep space?
Certainly. So I'll first talk a little bit about iROSA to Gateway.
Okay, and then it's going to be...
The iROSA arrays are around 20 kilowatt each. The arrays that are going to be on Gateway on the power and propulsion element are 30 kilowatts each. So a little bit larger, about 50% larger in size. And what's really unique and what's different between what's happening on Space Station and what's going to happen on Gateway is that when the power and propulsion element of Gateway is launched, those arrays will open autonomously. They'll open on their own. Currently, what people are seeing right now on Space Station is an adapter bracket is being installed, an installation bracket, and then later on, when those iROSA arrays make it up to Space Station, they will be deployed with support of the astronauts. For Gateway, they'll be deployed on their own and will provide power throughout that mission. The power and propulsion element is just one of the different components of Gateway. There's also going to be other modules that will attach to it. And while that's orbiting the moon, it's going to be a great stopping point and a stepping off point for astronauts to go to the lunar surface, to continue to do research on the moon, and then also eventually be able to be used to let us go further out, to go to Mars, and to continue to explore the solar system.
And that's amazing. Thank you, Jeremiah, for your time this morning. That's Jeremiah McNatt, the photovoltaic technology lead, going over some of the great work that these modification and iROSA arrays, solar arrays will help do on the International Space Station and our future with the Gateway. Thank you, Jeremiah.
Two turns each.
Thank you.
5 through 8. And with the same PGT settings and 2 turns on all 4 bolts, now we can drive M5 through 8 to torque a minimum of 3 additional turns.
Okay. Have all 3 torque and 3 additional turns. That's 5.
And I update, the crew is complete with the 3/8 upper bracket build task and are beginning the installation of the center pad to the mass canister.
Do what you gotta do. Copy. Was at 4.7 additional turns, green light on M5. Copy. 5.3 additional turns for 7.3 total green light on M8.
M6, 5.3 turns, good green light, 3.8.
M6, 5.3 green light.
And M7, 5.1 turns, green light, 3.7.
Copy. 5.1 additional for 7.1 total on M7 with a green light. That's a good M5 through 8. Okay, Raja, now you're going to transfer the long PGT with the RET and adjustable combo from the upper triangle to Kayla.
I'm getting in position for that, Roger.
And Kayla, you're going to stow that on your swing arm.
Okay. Once you get control of it, I'll take the other side of the RET off. It's above your head. Trying to put the socket down in front of you.
I got it.
All right. Once you have a RET out, let me know and I'll let go of this one.
I'm back. I've got a mini workstation right on it.
Okay. Coming back. It's back at the PGT.
Yes. Wound around the mounting bracket, right? So I'm just gonna work on undoing that.
Roger that, Kayla. Take your time, and that's going on your swing arm. And Raja, you're going to release the mounting bracket RET when you're ready.
And on my swing arm here.
Mounting bracket RET going back to the bag.
All right, Raja, and we're a minute 45 seconds to handover. If you can verify the grounding pip pins, there should be 2 are installed into the grounding block, and the MLI for the left and right upper strut is closed. And I believe we left that left upper strut MLI for you to do.
I'm working on that right now. Both grounding pip pins are installed, and I'm just tightening the MLI now. my eyes closed. I think I'm good to get out the APFR. Is that correct?
In just a second, yes. Verify the upper triangle is not rotated up.
That is down towards my waist.
Copy. And then once you're both able, we'll take glove, hat, and gauntlet checks from you, and then you can egress the APFR and adjust 25 seconds to a handover, and I'll catch you on the other side.
When I do this APFR egress mean I may need your help.
And EV1, EV2, Houston's back with you.
I got gloves. Seeing as baseline with the exception of there's some new smudging. It looks like maybe some of the labels on the struts are kind of rubbing off onto my gloves. I can see some mirror image letters on my fingers, but everything else looks good. My hat is dry. And the gauntlets are down.
Copy, dry hat, good gauntlets. And for EV1's gloves, you've got some smudging. You believe it's ink from the strut labels.
Good copy.
And for EV2, you've got a dry hat, gauntlets are down, and some smudges on my right pinky, ring finger, and index finger, and left ring finger. Just some like smudge marks.
Copy, dry hat, good gauntlets, and smudges on the right pinky, index, and ring finger, and left ring finger.
With that, I'm going to egress the APFR. You're ready, guys?
You have a go to egress. And I've got...
I got eyes on your grinder. And be mindful of your safety feathers between your legs. You may want to...
That's all I'm...
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we can see it in the camera view too. And so you may want to point your feet back toward your fairlead on the corner of the IEA and try to work it back between your legs into the front.
Your heel outboard. I'll kick it back. Yep, there you go. Inboard. Yep, now it's back in front.
Thanks.
And it's kind of crossing over the rest of the body.
Now 1 hour and 22 minutes into today's spacewalk, recapping some of the milestones today.
I didn't know if you, I think normally you would have wanted to feather off your right side.
Yep.
And because
So far today, the crew has gotten to their work site, completed a 3A upper bracket build out, and now has begun the installation of the center pad to the mass canister. They're currently doing a hap and glove check.
Papa Hotel 12 on APFR, Lincoln with
Good APFR settings.
upper left strut. Section is up strut.
And confirm, Raja, you said adjusting the WIFX extension to 1. And hey, before you get back in the APFR, if you want to run a fairly down to that outboard aft corner of the IEA, that's off to your right. That may also help keep your tether on 56.
Yeah, let me do that while I'm down there doing the APFR or the
Perfect. And then last one, and I'll remind you before you get back in, if you want to loosen the friction on the ingress aid a little bit, that might help you tuck it away. And copy, Kayla, I heard you say you're grabbing that left mid strut, struts 12 and 13, bottom right side of the bag.
Ready to go.
Copy. And so just something for you guys to think over. He can ingress and then you can pass it, or you can pass it to him and then he ingress the APFR. Over to you guys. You are going to do a red swap on that one to Raja's BRT.
We plan on the ingressing. Over.
Copy. You said ingress before the handoff?
Yeah.
Currently in orbital nighttime, we see Chari and Barron using their helmet lights to fully install brackets. Excuse me, we see Barron and Chari as they install the 3A center pad to the mass canister. Has completed the center pad install, and they are now moving on to the installation of the left struts.
Came up again, so I'm done setting this. I'm gonna go back and make it adjustable down there.
Roger that.
We copy. Yeah, I see you loosening the friction on the ingress aid. Yeah, just enough so that you can push it down and it'll stay where you leave it.
We got 12, Papa Papa, Hotel 12, so let's exit back down to 1.
Copy. Those are good settings and confirm the pitch knobs popped up.
Pop out, yep. I'm going to go work on trying to put this tether somewhere so it keeps stacking on me.
Raja, you may want to give your waist tether a tug just to get it a little higher. You reel? There you go. I wanted to get caught behind you again.
Thanks. I popped off this handrail so it's behind my legs, though.
It's crossing your body and over your left knee right now. There you go. You should see it now coming around.
Tally, thanks. Time to pause here. I can go ahead and put an adjustable down with this fairly.
If you like it, I love it. Yeah, sounds good.
No problem. Worth the time.
Yep, take your time, Raja, and then if you couldn't, let us know the handrail that you put the adjustable on, or where you put it.
But, inboard recess one.
The one just out.
42.
Say again, Roger.
242.
Is that 2242?
Yep, yeah, it was the original one we were going to send. It's just I put an adjustable there instead of wrapping it around.
Copy, yep, an adjustable on 2242.
Eyes on you for the 10 grand standing.
Okay.
That roll pedal. Reels. Yeah, there you go.
Out there. That's the roll change on me, did it?
Might be pushing the yaw pedal right now. There, it looks square
Yeah,
now.
okay, good. I'll make sure.
Watch that yaw pedal.
Unfortunate phase is ingress is too loose now.
Yeah, Roger, and if you got to leave it rigid, that's fine. We'll just keep an eye on that VRT.
Well, I'll definitely give you a hard time bending over before, so I want to stand this and just kind of have to bend over for those bolts and never lie.
Yep. And just a reminder, Raja, not to use the mod kit for the APFR ingress or egress. Gotta say it.
No, understood. That's why it's taking me. Trying to avoid touching that triangle. Let me tighten it a little bit more here. Wait up, I can still move it. I think I'm in on the right. No.
Right heel doesn't look logged into me. Maybe in too deep. Maybe if it feels good, that's kind of a weird angle.
The left is in. Nope, oh, you're right. The right's not plugged in.
I don't think your left is in either. You have your toes in too deep,
Okay.
so you need to back the one you're going to actuate out before you rotate inboard. Try wedge in one toe and then work in the other heel, and then circle back for the first one. If you're working your left, you might be in a little too deep, so back your toe out a little bit. You're working your left foot right now?
Yeah, I'm trying.
Yeah, you're in too deep, so I would start again with your heel out and up. Okay, now there you go. Now rotate inboard. There, still drops down. Almost there. Rotate further inboard. And righty to back your toe out. Now rotate in. Play.
Almost like my toe got wedged in there.
There you go. That's the roll pedal. I don't think anything's blocking you. I think your toes are
Going in too deep.
Yeah, your toes are in too deep. So you need to keep your heel back, rotate your heel inboard so it drops down. And come forward.
And And hey, Raja, one other thing that helps to keep your feet flat to the boot plate. It's tempting to lean forward and look at your toes, but actually squat down a little bit, put some bend in your knees, and even slightly lean back, just a tad.
On my right side.
Okay. I don't have great visibility on it because this is where your safety tether reel is, but I might be able to check once you think you're in.
Standing the left in.
That looks good, Brandon.
Right, I think I'm in too deep.
I agree.
Caught on my reel or something.
If you want, you could kick your reel out to the right with your foot. I don't think it's in your way. Your safety tether's between your legs again. You'd have to sweep your foot, your right toe inboard and behind it. You've got to cross more toward your left if you want to capture it, or maybe pull on your sleeve tether. It's almost there.
Under the boot plate, seems like.
Yeah, you might be able to catch it with your right toe. If you move your toe towards your left foot. You're almost there. Yep, there.
If you're just joining us, welcome to Mission Control Houston. We're bringing you live coverage today of the 247th spacewalk in support of the International Space Station assembly, maintenance, and upgrades. NASA astronauts Kayla Barron and Raja Chari have ventured outside the space station to assemble and install brackets and strut kits for upcoming solar array upgrades.
I've got pressure on the top of my feet. I think I'm mistaken to the top of the suit. I think it's actually the BSI, but anyways.
Go off in now, though.
Okay. Standing collapse.
Nice work, Raja.
Alright.
Way to stick with it.
Get a little higher. This is going to get my BRT right on it.
Hey, firm, you're going to red swap and then stow that one on your BRT.
To recap some of the milestones, at 7:12 a.m. Central Time, 8:12 a.m. Eastern Time, NASA astronaut Kayla Barron and Raja Chari turned their suits onto battery power, marking the official start of today's spacewalk. They are currently working on the starboard forward truss at the 3A power channel. So far, they have successfully installed the upper brackets and center pad to the mass canister. They are currently working on the left struts.
All right, Kayla, looks like you're back to the bag, grabbing the left lower strut, straps 5 and 6.
Good work.
Ready for the lower?
And Raja, once you've got that mid strut on your BRT and out of the way, tuck and, if you can, collapse that ingress.
Alright, go.
Copy. Now you're going to retrieve the left lower strut, pass that to Raja. And Raja, you want.
I've got my hands on the left lower.
And you're going to rent to the handrail nearest the clevis end of the left lower strut.
Yep, I've got that. It's the same stanchion that has the wire tie in it. I've got control of it, not going to worry about it.
I'm going to release the bag rest. It's released. Just a strut.
I have the strut.
Okay, Kayla, you can translate to the soft launch bracket at the base of the mass canister left side. Hey, we're 5 minutes to sunrise. And then Raja, if you can verify the grounding pit pin is removed from the strut stow location.
Is actually in, if you can see my camera, so you want that out, correct? We need to put that into the mounting bracket.
Hey, firm, we like it removed.
It's removed now.
Copy. Okay, Kayla, once you get to that Saab launch bracket, you're going to report the spherical bearing alignment, and remember that's a pitch point. Keep your fingers clear of the lower strut pad and BGA interface when you guys go to install this bolt.
It looks pretty straight to me.
Okay, we copy. That's good news. So now we're going to work together to install the left lower strut M21 to the Saab launch bracket.
Roger, if you want to start working
Coming towards you.
Okay. Alright, we need to go zenith. And if you could push your end a tiny bit toward the mass canister. Good right there. A little more zenith. Okay. Maybe, yeah, that's good for now.
Okay, Kayla, and you're going to hand start M21, 4 turns. And I've got PGT settings if you're ready.
Started 4 turns.
Copy, hand starting 4 turns on M21, and I've got PGT settings if you're ready.
It's already done 4 turns. And do I start driving now, or does Raja do his end first?
Copy 4 on M21, and so we're going up to Raja.
Stand by.
Okay, we're going to...
Looks like doing Bravo 1, clockwise 2.
Hey, firm, Bravo 1, clockwise 2, and 2 turns on M22.
Start using PGT, going to count it.
And Kayla, you're going to PGT Bravo 7, clockwise 2 next.
Bravo 7, clockwise 2 set.
Good count, 41.1 volts. Bravo 1, clockwise 2.
Hey, firm, Bravo 1, clockwise 2 for Raja. And this is that bolt that has the multiple diameters, and so you got to get the thinner part that threads through, and then the larger part has to come through. So you can kind of wiggle to get that bolt all the way through the different brackets there. And then you want to put 2 turns on M22, Bravo 1, clock 2.
This back line is flush, that's 2 turns.
Copy, 2 turns on M22. And Kayla, we're going over to you now. We're going to drive M21 to torque. And again, it was Bravo 7, clock 2. So get in a good position.
Bravo 7, clockwise 2 set, and I'm going to start turn. And I got a low torque, but I wasn't in a great body position at the end there, so I'd like to give it another go, if you agree. Counted 9 turns.
Okay, I think I heard 9 turns with a low torque, and you have a go to hit it again. half to one additional turn, so I'm showing 13 and a half, 13 and a half to 14 turns with a green light, and you're checking the black line now. Actually, we aren't in final torque yet, so the next thing you're going to do is socket swap the 2-inch socket off of your PGT to the torque wrench, and we'll final torque with the wrench. Thanks for the pull test. Good socket swap, and now you're going to final torque with the torque wrench. And it should be set to clockwise and 60 foot-pounds. This is the untaped torque wrench. Looking for about one turn, and we want the torque wrench to break over twice.
Maybe a tiny bit of metal still showing, but maybe not, like I would say maybe a millimeter.
Okay, the black line is a millimeter.
About a little over one additional turn.
A little over one additional turn, and about a millimeter between the black line and the bolt cap. Okay, stand by, we're checking. Okay, Kayla, and if you could check the gap between the strut boss and the bearing surface, and also give it a wiggle test.
Looks parallel with no gap, and good wiggle test, feels secure to me.
Okay, we call that a good M21. And you can socket swap the 2-inch from the torque wrench back to your short PGT. And Raja, I've got PGT settings for you when you're ready.
Yeah, I've got throttle 1 clockwise 2 and ready for number turns to drive.
All right, you can drive M22 to torque.
The torque. M22, I had 6.9 turns, good green light, 12.0. And black line, flush, but from the parallax here, with the mirror it's flush, maybe a half millimeter. I can try hitting it again.
Okay, 6.9 for a total of 8.9 turns. Green light, and you're saying a half a millimeter between the black line?
Yeah, it looks like more from my angle, but when I put the mirror up to it, I'd say a half millimeter at max. Relax on it, trying to get a straight on look at it.
That's a good M22, Roger.
Socket swap complete. I did full test.
Copy, thank you for that. Roger, you can say your PGT, and Kayla, please verify the lower strut MLI covering the lower strut pad.
Strut MLI is covering the pad.
I'm working the pit pin on this side.
All right, thank you. And you can install the grounding pit pin to the grounding block and then install the MLI. And Kayla, check your left and right safer handles down, and then you can translate to the mass canister left pad install location.
The grounding pit pin is into the mounting brackets. And MLI is around the M22 volts.
Okay, sounds good, and you can release the ret. That's to the left lower strut.
That's coming off the left lower struts.
I'll check my safer handles when I get up to the side pad.
I can see your right side is down. You've been almost there.
Thanks, Roger. Copy, Kayla.
Safer handle is down.
Thanks, Kayla. Left and right safer handles down. And Roger, when you have a free hand, you can grab that left mid strut from your BRT.
Confirm I can take the locking pin out of it and start extending it.
Okay, yeah, you can release the middle grounding pit pin from the lock position. It's opposite the handrail. And then you can extend the mid strut with the side pad towards Kayla.
I'm ready, Grinder. I got my BRT down.
All right, Kayla, and once you have that side pad, you're going to engage the right side first. Remember, it's a little up and down to engage that clevis, and then you're going to pivot it outboard to the left to engage the soft dock. And again, friendly neighborhood Fairchild fasteners here, so use caution, and you can hand start bolts M1 through M4, 2 turns.
I plan to use my PGT for these ones.
Copy that. PGT, it's the long PGT for M1 through M4. And then Raja, over to you two on the sequence, but
Can I get settings for that?
affirm Alpha 2, Clock 2, and we just go with the side pad first, and then we'll come back to Raja. So Alpha 2, Clock 2 for M1 through M4, 2 turns each.
Okay.
Holding the screen, I won't be able to reach it after you.
Yeah, I will be able to get to it. Just biased a little left for the bolts here, but I can move over there. On M1?
2 on 1. 2.
On M3.
2 on M3.
Here's on M4.
Copy 2 on all M1 through M4. And Raja, if you can install the left mid strut L8 to the upper strut L8. If you need to pop a foot out, you can do so from the APFR. And then I've got PGT settings for you when you're ready.
I think I've got the hand started actually. Got one turn by hand.
Copy 1 turn 5.
Now 2 hours into today's spacewalk, recapping some of the milestones of today.
Got 2 turns by hand, if that works, otherwise I can do it with the PGT.
Okay, Bravo 1.
At 7:12 a.m. Central Time, 8:12 a.m. Eastern Time, Barron and Chari turned their suits on battery power, marking the official start of today's spacewalk.
And this is on M28. You say you got 2 turns. You're going to drive M28 to torque.
Sorry, I got ahead of you there. I was able to pop it through with my fingers and see the faster come out the other side, so I didn't want to go with my grip.
I hear you. Get it while you can.
All right.
The crew then translated over to the 3A work site on the S4 truss, where they have now completed the 3A upper bracket build, 3A center pad to mass canister, and they have just completed the left lower strut install. The iROSA mod kit is in a good minimum configuration, and the crew is continuing to be on time on the current timetable.
Copy. Thank you.
Yeah, M28 had 6.7 turns on the PGT. Good green light, 11.8.
6.7. Copy. Black line flush. 6.7 after your 2 hand start for 8.7 total turns. Black line flush on M28. Roger, you can stow your PGT. And Kayla, those same PGT settings we'll use to torque M1 through M4. Alpha 2, clock 2.
She's doing that. I'm going to put the pin in up here.
Alpha 2, clock 2 set.
Copy, you have a go to drive. Copy, M1 through 4 to torque. And Roger, you can install that grounding fit pin to the grounding block. One minute to handover. Roger, you can get a nice long glove check. We'll take a half and gauntlet check on the other side. And Kayla, you can drive M1 through M4 to torque at Alpha 2, clock 2.
1, green light, 3.7, 4 turns.
4 turns, green light M1. Seconds to hand over.
Green light, 4 turns, 3.7 on the torque, M2.
M2, 4 turns, green light.
The metal sod. Right there.
Yeah, we're back with you, Kayla, and can you repeat that
Oh,
call?
I see it.
Yeah, so M3 and M4 are both driven to torque with a green light. 5 turns on M3, 4 on M4, and there's a small piece of metal FOD. It's like kind of looks like a curved wire, like not quite a half circle. Like maybe it's a piece of a spring or a washer. And I first saw it near the side pad M3. But I didn't see it separate.
I didn't think it, it looked more like the same size spring. I can see your wire, it looks like that kind of thing. So I don't think it was back of the fair child fastener.
Yeah.
All right.
I had checks on that bolt.
Okay. Can you guys verify that the pit pins are all still installed?
The side pad pit pin is installed.
And then the two, the lower strut and the mid strut are installed. And I can see the upper strut to the center pad are installed as well.
Copy. And Kayla, being careful of any sharp edges there, if you could give a wiggle test on each of the bolts M1 through 4.
Reset, so it's a little bit hard to get my fingers in there, but they do look flush. I didn't encounter any resistance while the bolt was turning, and I watched it engage. And I got good torque in light, and I don't think they're wiggling. They all look good to me.
Okay, copy. Thank you for that report. And I copied your M3 and 4 reports, 5 turns on 3, 4 on 4 with green lights on both. And you said a small half circle-ish piece of FOD, looks like a curved wire or maybe a part of a spring, and you saw it initially near M3. And Kayla, do you see where that piece of FOD is now?
It floated toward Raja and then away.
Yeah, I tried to stop it with my gloves, and it bounced station forward.
Copy. Thank you. All right, that's a good M3 and M4. Good side pad install. Kayla, you can stow your PGT, and if you can reach it, you can release CV2's ret from the left mid strut.
Yep. That's released. My PGT is stowed.
Okay, copy. And
Mid strut pit pins installed.
thanks for that, Roger. And we'll take that glove, hap, and gauntlet check from you. And Kayla, you can verify the pit pin and the MLI are installed over the side pad.
Side installed.
My gauntlets are down. I still have a dry hat, and the only other new smudge is on my left thumb, a small little smudge. And maybe before I noticed it, but no other new.
Copy left thumb smudge for EV2.
Just trying to egress in the NPFR and reconfiguring it, is that true?
That is true. And Kayla.
I think I'm headed to get the torque wrench and PGT.
Affirm the short PGT and the torque wrench from S4 handrail 2240 and the torque wrench from the left lower strut. And you're going to bundle them together and take them to the strut bag. And Raja, one other thing, if you could power on your WVS, if we saw it power on.
I pushed the button, it looks like the light's still off. I'll push it again. I still don't see green light. Try it one more time. Okay, I see a green WVS light.
Copy. Good config. Thank you. All right, Kayla. So yeah, you're grabbing that short PGT and that torque wrench from the left lower strut. You're going to bundle them and then attach them to the right lower strut, which is in the strut bag. Okay, Roger, and I've got APFR settings for you if you need them.
So Papa Papa Charlie 12, so we can just change the roll.
Good copy.
Your helmets, just right up the APFR.
Okay.
You're fine, but just so you know.
The crew has now completed the left struts and are moving on to the right struts for the 3A installation. If you're just joining us, we're 2 hours and 12 minutes into the EVA, where the crew has gone to the 3A work site and has built an upper bracket build, as well as completed the center pass to mass canister install. And we have now completed the left struts and now on to the right for the 3A power channel. On your screen you see EV1 Kayla Barron at the top of your screen, and you see Raja Chari in the articulated foot restraint. His suit's designated with no stripes, while Kayla Barron EV1 has the red stripes.
Can you tell if I'm in, Taylor, or am I in too deep?
Yeah.
I can't get my heels up, so I think I'm in.
Stand by a minute,
Yeah,
Grinder.
no problem. No rush.
I've got the PGT and torque wrench to the left lower strut, handrail closest to the stop. And go ahead, Ike.
Perfect. I was actually going to just remind you where you wanted to put them, and then you can lock the PGT rep and or use the strut wire tie to stow the tools as needed. And then we'll take a glove, hat, and gauntlet check from you.
Stand by. Got the ret locked, and I've got the torque wrench kind of under the wire tie. The gauntlets are down. Cap is dry. And checking out my gloves now.
Try have the gauntlets covered.
Data baseline. I'm trying to remember if I saw this before, but there's a little bit of RTV wear below my right index finger.
Okay, copy. Was that?
Spot that's come up.
Did you say below your index finger or on the right index finger?
Just below it, in the transition between like the pad RTV and the turtle skin RTV below it.
Okay, right index finger, and we've got a good video of that as well. Thank you. We copy. Right index finger RTV wear.
And Raja, just because of your orientation, I can't tell for sure if your heels are in.
Yeah, I can't hold them up, so I've either one sit so good or I may have both. Either
You
way,
look pretty secure to me.
either way, I can't move.
What I can tell, you look like you're in.
Okay, Kayla, you're going to retrieve the right mid strut. That's back straps 9 and 10 to transfer to Raja. And he's obviously a little farther away, so you're going to have to work together to get that handoff.
Or the block, so that will get those.
Yep. And you're going to stow that mid strut on your BRT, doing the rep swap to the stanchion closest to the side pad.
Do you feel like you can lean a little to your left?
I can, yep.
I may have to see how far we get here.
Get you about. That's kind of oscillatory, like I come that way and then I go back to when you come back the other direction. About 300 miles from the launching back and I can't hold myself going that direction.
We're up onto the triangle here.
I can see it coming towards me. Wish I was taller.
Actually, taller may not help in this situation.
Got it?
I've got fingers on it. Okay, I've got contact. I've got control. When you get a red on it, then I'll put it back towards you to get there.
Nice job. If you want to rep to the stanchion closest to the side pad.
And Raja, it looks to me like you can probably reach the baguette, and that might be easier if you feel like you can get it with your left hand.
I can do that. Coming back.
Go for it.
All right, nice job. Now, Kayla, you're going to retrieve the right lower strut to pass off to Raja when he's got a free hand. You're going to pass him the, you want the clevis bolt toward EV2. And that's back straps 7 and 8, right in the middle of the bag.
What are we doing relative to timeline? Like,
EV1, EV2, you're about 15 minutes ahead. Slow and steady.
nice. Here.
Back. Ready for the lower.
And Roger, you're going to rep to the handrail stanchion closest to the clevis end of the right lower strut.
Can you tip it towards the mast canister or towards the center? And then a little towards me. I've got a hand on it, don't have control yet. Now I've got control. And you set the handrail closest to the clevis?
Affirm. Handrail stanchion nearest the clevis end.
And I get to start translating them around?
Once he does the red swap, you're going to have to release the bag red.
I've got my red on it. It's coming back to you.
Yep.
You know
And then Kayla, you can translate to the mass canister right side sob launch bracket. We recommend going outboard of the mass canister to the radiator side, and please fair lead so that your tether stays off of the BGA. You can use S5 handrail 2102.
Bag red's removed.
Okay, I've got it.
And Raja, just a reminder, there's a PGT and a torque wrench on the bottom of this one, so you've got some tools down there as well that you're moving. Perfect.
Okay. And I can see the spherical bowl from here. It looks flat. Right side.
Thank you for that. Right side spherical bearing looks flush.
Sure.
And then Kayla, you're headed over to the right side sob bolt, and same warning, watch out for the pinch point there.
Can you say again the handrail you want me to fairly on?
Recommendation is S5 handrail 2102. But the important thing is just if you keep your safety tether cable off of the BGA, there's quite a few options to do that.
Fairly under the recommended handrail. Not sure if it'll stay as I translating, but I'll keep an eye on it. And if it comes out, I will de-fair lead it.
Okay, we copy.
It stayed in place.
Good words, thanks. And Raja, if you can verify that the grounding pit pin is removed from the strut stow location.
It is removed.
Copy.
Currently 2 hours and 23 minutes into today's EVA, we see Kayla Barron translating over to the right side of the 3A mass canister to help Raja Chari install the 3A right struts.
Alright, I'm just going to adjust my cooling real quick, Raja.
Yeah, no worries.
Recapping some of the milestones today at 7:12 a.m. Central Time, 8:12 a.m. Eastern, NASA astronauts Kayla Barron and Raja Chari turned their suits on battery power, making their way out of the hatch to start today's spacewalk. They are currently on the starboard 4 truss at the 3A power channel. They have successfully installed the upper bracket and center pad to the mass canister, as well as the installation of the left struts. They are currently working again on the right struts for install. This is all for the modification kit.
Get a hand on that bolt.
Sounds good. Yep, then you're going to work together to install the right lower strut M19 to the sob launch bracket.
This install will be for future iROSA or ISS Roll-Out Solar Array upgrades.
And we want to.
Yep, I'll hold it there.
And we're going to start with 4 turns. I've got PGT settings if you want.
Alright, there's 4 turns by hand.
Copy, 4 turns by hand on M19. Alright, so we're going to move over to Raja, and we're going to hand start the right lower strut L6 to mounting bracket L6. That's both M20, and we'd like 2 turns. I have PGT settings if you need it.
2 turns.
Okay, firm.
If I can get it through the
Yeah, and you've got some Sharpie marks there to kind of show you where the bracket should align, but it again is one of those multiple diameter bolts, so you got to get that wider shaft through multiple pieces of that bracket. And then 2 turns.
2 turns by hand.
Copy, 2 on M20. And Kayla, now we're going to drive M19. I've got PGT settings. Okay, you're going to do Bravo 7 clock 2 on the short PGT.
Bravo 7 clockwise 2 is set.
Okay, we're going to torque M19, expecting a minimum of 10 more additional turns.
I'd adjust my body position here once I see where the PGT is. And turn.
Good readback. Bravo 7 clock 2.
I'm watching the thread. And I'm experiencing a little bit of running torque, but it might be the angle I'm holding the PGT at. I'm going to double check that I'm right on here.
Okay, copy some running torque.
It was just close to the end there. And I believe I counted 8 turns there. I green light 25.4 on the torque. And actually the PGT is telling me it was 7 turns.
Okay, copy 7 on the PGT, green light 25.4. Okay, and now you are going to swap the 2-inch socket from the short PGT to the torque wrench, and we're going to final torque with the torque wrench again. All right, and I'm showing 11 turns total, so we may expect more turns on the torque wrench. But we're looking for, again, breaking it over twice. Okay, copy, and maybe 3.5 turns on the torque wrench.
Swap complete with a good pull test.
Okay, thank you for that. And with the torque wrench, clockwise 60 foot-pounds, we're going to final torque, give us the turns, and looking for that wrench to break over twice.
Just so the PGT is not flying around, I'm going to have an independent right now for the torque wrench, and I'm going to remove the adjustable between them.
Okay, copy. You've reattached the PGT, and you're going to disconnect the torque wrench and the PGT reds.
working on this upper grounding dip pin while she's doing that, just as at an odd angle, so I'm still struggling to try to get into the grounding block. I know it's only getting harder once you drop the bolt.
Copy. Yeah, it looks like that cable's got a little memory making it hard to line up. And you can go in from the other side, that other hole, as long as they both are in the grounding block. That's a good config.
Yeah, this one that's facing towards me, I'm saving for the mid-strap, because I think that's even harder to get around the corner with.
Okay, copy. Looks like that one, you got a good start on it.
Going the wrong way on the torque wrench, not doing myself any favors there. And double check that it was going clockwise.
Okay, and about how many turns, Kayla?
I did 32 throws of the torque wrench, and it was about an eighth of a turn per throw.
Okay, so we copy about 4 turns counterclockwise, and now we've reset it to clockwise. So we're looking at maybe 7 or more turns. Hey Kayla, I got back with you. Sorry about that, not giving you a heads up about the handle.